Good afternoon. Mamelodi commuters have threatened to hit back at taxi drivers who have disrupted a new bus service in the area. Hundreds of commuters in the Pretoria township were left stranded this morning after violence broke out, preventing buses from operating. Commuters say they will barricade roads in order to prevent taxi operations in the area. The standoff comes after a new transport company, Autopax, was contracted to take over from bus service Patco. Taxi operators have vowed not to allow the new bus company to operate until government meets their demands. Mamelodi commuters were left stranded for the second day in a row this morning. This despite assurances by the Tshwane municipality that the impasse between them and the taxi operators was resolved at a meeting held last night. Taxi operators allegedly pelted buses with stones shortly after the buses had started operating this morning. Our reporter Offense Stimo is following the story and he now joins us on the line for the latest. Offense, good afternoon. How is the situation now at the depot? We understand commuters have vowed to join in the fight in fighting off taxis from operating in that area now. What's going on?
Yes, actually calm has been restored in the area after a tense morning, after you explained that the buses were pelted with stones and everything. So now the commuters are actually frustrated that it's actually a second day and then their livelihood is actually being threatened. So they're threatening that they will also barricade roads and prevent taxis from operating in Mamelodi if the situation continues, that they are actually being hindered from going to work as a result of the bus service being prevented from operating in the area. We also heard from the Tshwane Metro Police that the police are actually investigating a case of malicious damage to property where 4 charges have been opened of malicious damage to property after 4 buses were pelted with stones and vandalized. One bus lay stationary there after it actually crashed into another bus during a moment of panic when some of the suspects, I don't want to call them taxi drivers, actually started pelting stones to the buses themselves.
Offense, look, yesterday reports indicated that the city of Tshwane had assured commuters that all had been resolved in a meeting that was held last night. So what led to the fresh outbreak of protests today?
Apparently there was an impasse. You know, what the city of Tshwane is saying is that the taxi drivers had presented a proposal to actually take over from Patco following the termination of their contract, but the proposal was going to be sent to the provincial transport department for consideration. But now the taxi drivers are saying that no, actually they were actually promised to take over from Patco and to service the routes that were actually being serviced by Patco. So at the moment it's a he said, so we're not quite sure as to who is fooling who.
All right, and at this stage, Offense, what are we likely to see unfold from your observation and facts on the ground?
There's been some tip-offs as to the commuters actually taking matters into their own hands, preventing taxis from operating so that they can feel the pain of not being able to go to work as a result of an issue, you know, preventing you from going to work. All
right, that's our reporter Offense Stimo live to us in Pretoria, talking to us about the latest incidents on the bus operators Autopax in Mamelodi. The N10 road between Peterson and Somerset Eastern, the Eastern Cape, is closed down to traffic following a bus accident in the area. 2 pupils are in a critical condition and 12 others sustained slight injuries when the bus went down an embankment on the Olifantscoop Pass. The bus was returning from a tour in Gauteng. A resident of Commuters, south of Durban, had a lucky escape